and like that's, I think that's what the difference is though. They wanted the picture with the candles, but with all the money they made from that festival, they could have made a huge donation to some organization. But no, they wanted the picture because it would look good, and they don't care.
They don't give a fuck. So to get to my thing, I noticed that there was a lot of naked women, and I'm like, something must have happened. Well, in LA, guys, when you go to places like the store, when you go to places like Dan Tana's, when you go to any of these places, I would never went to a club in LA. Like, I don't know what a club is in LA, but I got to tell you, there's got to be tons of these women in this club. All these women are walking into these clubs, whether you like it, and I'm not explaining myself correctly, but they're walking in there naked without being naked.
That's a lot of places, but yeah, LA especially.
That's a lot of places, guys. They're walking in there naked, even though they're not naked. They're walking in there with their fucking nostrils wide open. And it's like those young girls that went to Woodstock. You know, they got sold a party. Guys, it's not a fucking party. It's not a fucking party. It's like this chick that's suing my man there, you know, Beautiful People. We all live in Marilyn Manson. When you go on a date with Marilyn Manson, you got to suppose at some part of the date he's going to go to put a candle in your asshole. Lit, okay? Because it's Marilyn Manson does. But you're a girl from like fucking Boulder. You think you want to party with Marilyn Manson, then when he puts a crowbar up your pussy, you want to fucking complain. I get it. But if you play with fire, you're going to get burnt, ladies. This is the reason why I pulled my daughter out of LA. Because I couldn't teach my daughter how to not play with fire and get burnt. When she looked around, all those women were in the game to get burnt. They didn't know they were going to get burnt, but they're going to get fucking burnt. And, you know, for all these people who are sticking up, listen, you guys have no idea what goes on in those disgusting places like LA. I mean, you know, everybody talks about Harvey Weinstein. What about the women that did sleep with Harvey Weinstein? I wish before he dies, he puts that book out so you see. You know, listen, man, I'll sleep with him one time, but I'll have a career. You still slept with him. You still got a fucking asterisk next to your fucking name. You know? That's how I put it. You're like fucking anybody who did steroids.
Like Barry Bonds?
Huh?
They're the Barry Bonds of acting.
He's like a Barry Bonds of fucking acting. You know, you sucked Harvey. I want to know how many women did suck Harvey Weinstein's dick. Okay? And even all those women that he came over and knocked on their door and raped them. You know, I can't do this shit. Lee can't do this shit. So there's something to do with power and out in LA that makes everybody kind of sell their soul. That makes everybody in a way walk around naked. When I got there, I walked around naked. I didn't know what to fucking expect. And then as you're there a couple months, you're like, you know what? This is the jungle. This ain't no place to walk around fucking naked. These people playing for keeps. There's 1,000 horrible stories that come out of LA, motherfuckers. You guys just don't hear them. Horrible. Horrible. For every 100 girls that come in on that fucking Greyhound bus every day to LA, 2,000 of them leave fucked up from what they fucking seen. Okay, what the desperation is, how it, you know. I still remember moving to LA. And again, I didn't know what was going on. People said you go to Runyon Canyon and you walk.
Right.
So I lived down the block from Runyon Canyon. I remember I went to Runyon Canyon like 3 times. It's a bunch of fucking jerk-offs. But I still remember walking into Runyon Canyon and they had Yogi Steve.
Right.
He used to do yoga on the side. I didn't know him at that time. So sometimes I would pull to the right. I would go to the left just to see what the people were doing, yoga, jumping jacks. But I would listen to this table over here. There was 8 girls at this table. They would sit there at 9 o'clock and bring their audition sheets. This is how desperate and retarded these fucking people were. They would bring their audition paperwork to this fucking table with these other 8 girls. They all had baseball hats on. And they would sit there and talk about how they went to Jack's house. They were talking about Jack Nicholson and what Jack would make them do and how great Jack was. And he's great. Oh, my God, he had blow last night. Oh, he got it from India, from these Indians that had... I would sit there and go, these bitches... And even then, this is my first 2 weeks in LA, and I would look at these girls and go, these girls have no clue the animals that they're dealing with. At that time, I figure fucking, he was my age, Jack Nicholson, 59, 57, when I got to LA maybe. These girls were 20. You know they were all sucking that old Hollywood cock from Easy Rider, being on a motorcycle and shit. You know, I mean, think about it. You need that in your life? These girls are parading themselves now in some community in Idaho, telling people they were actresses. Meanwhile, they still got the taste in their mouth from that old nut in Jack Nicholson's fucking, you know.
Witness relocation program for all the people who sucked his dick.
I look at LA now, man. Now I see like, when you're there, you don't see this. And I've told Lee and I've told you guys, when I look at Instagram sometimes and I see these videos of women and stuff, I'm like, these people are losing their fucking mind. These are millionaires. These people are millionaires, jumping up and fucking down. You know, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be fucking jumping up and down a goddamn fucking video. I'd be at home counting those 20s. There's a big fucking difference. I mean, but it's, I think that's how bad the pandemic has been. It's fucked people up. It fucked me up. And, but then again, when I got back here, I didn't know, dog, I was so out of it.
It's hard not to be. It's hard to know, because if you watch the news or you pay attention to what's happening, it seems like everything's burning. The world's going to end. And then, like, you just come back. Like, I think that's probably why the homeless problem is the way it is in all up and down California. Because people, like you said, people go there and lose their mind, and they don't leave. They don't go. The lucky ones go to Iowa. There's a lot of them who are just they lost everything.
I really felt that was a setup towards the end, also in L.A. I thought L.A. towards the end, I seen the homeless population quadruple in just a short amount of time. Something wasn't right, and then they would move around in 200s or 100. Don't they need a bus?
They got nothing but time. They just walk, I guess.
Nah, something was going on in L.A. Like, 2016 was one thing.
What about the ones in Vegas, though? Have you seen the homeless people? Those are scary.
Bro, Vegas, San Francisco. Listen, man, the fucking West Coast is done. Ground Zero. What's that area they call in Seattle now? Manifestation area, downtown, Oregon. Guys, I'm very happy that I'm sitting put. I'm very happy. And if you want to ask me right out, I'll tell you. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm scared to get on a plane and go do 4 fucking shows at a comedy club that doesn't give a fuck whether I win or lose for the sake of nothing. Life is so unpredictable now. Every Monday when you wake up, they fucking throw these shootings down. And it's like these shootings can't happen. Like, you keep going, what? Another shooting this weekend in Cincinnati? 2 weeks ago in Chicago? So when is the next one? And it's funny, I went to the mall yesterday. I had to go pick up something, the Freehold Mall. And I pulled in and I saw a cop car. And I go, I wonder if he's here arresting shoplifters or something happened. I went and I picked up the book. I walked out and I saw the cop car there. There was nobody in there. And I'm like, oh, he's probably here as a deterrent for shootings at a mall or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, how fucked up is that you're driving by one day, you go, holy shit, my kid needs a pair of sneakers. You pull into the fucking mall, you got a half hour to kill, you walk into the mall and all of a sudden there's a fucking shooter. And maybe you get shot, maybe you don't. What does that do to your fucking day?
It destroys, and that's what I think it is, at least, because LA is not all bad.
No, not at all.
Guys. But I think what happened is we got lucky, and we, like you're saying, you don't want to, like, you're scared-ish to go on a plane, but you just realized that there's things you'd rather do, and we were able to, like, just change our lives during the pandemic in that way. There's some people who, because of either losing their job or the work, they just got angrier during the pandemic, and we're just two separate sides. I think you either got better or you got a lot worse during the pandemic. Because, like, yeah, LA just attracts those kinds of people.